Welcome to Dark Alley Stories. I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more dark and creepy stories. Michael and Elena, after losing their daughter in a horrific accident, decided to leave the noisy city and move to a small, remote town called Greenhallow. The house they rented was right next to a dark, foggy forest, and the townspeople warned them subtly against even approaching it. From the very first day, strange and terrifying things began happening in the house. Doors slammed open and closed by themselves. Heavy breathing and slow footsteps echoed upstairs, while shadows moved along the walls, disappearing when the lights were turned on. Elena saw their daughter's doll on the kitchen table suddenly, even though she was sure nobody had placed it there. When she reached for the doll, whispers echoed in her ear, soft yet chilling. "Come, come. You are the one who must be." Michael experienced real nightmares at night. Shadows entered through windows, and cold, handless arms emerged from the floor. When he tried to scream, his voice got stuck in his throat. Elena felt someone standing behind her, only to see a tall, bent shadow move along the wall. One night, Michael went upstairs to check the noises. Shadows on the walls moved and changed shapes with every step he took. Elena heard his scream from her room, but when she reached upstairs, he was gone, leaving only traces of dirt and forest debris on the floor. As time passed, the forest seemed closer and more real each night. Elena saw glowing eyes of unknown creatures staring at her through the mist. With every step she took, the ground seemed to move and swallow her, while whispers echoed from every direction, eerie and haunting. Michael and Elena gradually realized that the townspeople belonged to a secret, dark cult that used supernatural forces to control the residents. One night, Michael decided to enter the forest alone to discover the source of the voices and the mysterious beings. Each step he took, the trees seemed alive, bending toward him. Branches like cold, sharp hands swirled around, thick fog suffocating every breath. He saw abandoned houses deep in the forest and strange marks on the trees, and eventually reached a clearing filled with shadows whispering. The beings had hollow eyes and mouths filled with darkness. They stared at Michael, their presence suffocating, chilling every nerve in his body. Meanwhile, Elena saw their daughter's doll slowly move on its own, seemingly showing her something important, with eerie laughter and childlike moans. She tried to drop the doll, but an invisible force pulled her toward the forest, leaving her terrified and almost paralyzed with fear. Finally, Michael and Elena met in the forest's heart, but thick mist and shadows surrounded them. The shadows took human forms, creeping closer in unnatural movements. Michael and Elena are trapped in a circle of shadowy cult figures. The non-human doll hovers nearby, glowing eyes and twisted limbs, interacting with shadows in a terrifying ritual. Whispers fill the air. The monstrous doll moves unpredictably amongst spectral faces in the fog, its grotesque form twisting unnaturally, spine-chilling horror surrounding Michael and Elena. Trees twist like claws, branches reaching. The monstrous doll leaps or glides between them, grotesque and terrifying. Fog swirls, creating ghostly, horrifying shapes in the dark forest. Michael tries to pull Elena away. The inhuman doll blocks or teases them, moving menacingly. Glowing symbols appear on the ground. Suspense and dark horror intensify around them. Elena screams as fog seems to consume her. Ghostly hands reach. The monstrous doll hovers, watching with glowing eyes. Terrifying, dark, surreal horror overwhelms the forest. Michael fights to protect Elena. The inhuman doll moves with unnatural agility, its grotesque form striking terror. Spectral beings attack, shadows dominate, horror intensity peaks. The monstrous doll floats aggressively toward Elena. It emits eerie whispers and inhuman giggles. Haunted forest, supernatural dark magic, spine-chilling scene. The ground cracks open. Mist rises. The monstrous doll emerges among ghostly hands, alive and grotesque. Surreal dark horror Cinematic suspense, terrifying details dominate. Night sky above the forest swirls with dark clouds. Faint red light illuminates the monstrous doll and shadows. Supernatural landscape. Terror-filled horror mood peaks. Michael and Elena are trapped. Doll lunges violently, claws slicing the air, eyes glowing red. Shadows twist around them. Screams pierce the fog as terror consumes the forest. Fog thickens. Doll strikes again, limbs snapping unnaturally. Ghostly hands reach Michael and Elena. They stumble and fall as the monstrous presence drags them deeper into darkness. Elena screams as Doll's claws tear through branches, cutting air and skin. Michael fights back, but shadows and Doll's monstrous form overwhelm them. Terror grips their hearts. Doll splits into multiple horrifying forms. Each lunges at Michael and Elena with glowing eyes and snapping limbs. Fog swirls violently as screams echo endlessly. Michael drags Elena through twisted trees. Doll leaps from above, slicing air and flesh. Spectral hands claw at them. The forest trembles under monstrous terror. Ground splits open, glowing red. Doll emerges with screaming limbs and twisted face. Fog engulfs Michael and Elena as the monstrous entity drags them into unseen darkness. Elena screams as Doll lunges with inhuman speed. Claws rip air and bark. Michael barely blocks a strike. Fog swirls violently as shadows tear through the forest. Doll hovers above ground, grotesque smile, eyes glowing red. It lashes out at Michael and Elena repeatedly. Branches snap and blood sprays. Terror overwhelming all. Michael fights off spectral hands. Doll stretches its limbs unnaturally, slashing through fog. Elena falls as monstrous claws scrape her arm, screams piercing the night. The forest twists violently. Doll leaps between trees, leaving trails of blood, red mist. Shadows engulf Michael and Elena. Monstrous terror consuming every sense. Whispers scream. Doll contorts midair, claws snapping. Spectral energy lashes at them. Michael and Elena are dragged into darkness. Terror absolute and unrelenting. Shadowy cult figures appear. Doll attacks silently, claws slicing through them. Screams echo as Michael and Elena are cornered. Monstrous presence dominates completely. Ground cracks widen, red veins glow. Doll leaps among the fractures, claws snapping. Michael and Elena stumble, shadows pulling them down into suffocating darkness. Michael and Elena run. Doll splits into multiple nightmarish forms, closing in. Fog and shadows twist violently. Screams echo endlessly. Terror consuming their souls. Doll floats above, limbs twisting, eyes glowing red. Spectral energy lashes at them. Michael falls. Elena screams as monstrous hands tear through their path. Mist forms ghostly faces. Doll interacts violently. Claws ripping air and flesh. Shadows twist, engulfing them. Terror relentless. Darkness suffocating and absolute. Michael reaches for Elena. Doll blocks midair. Grotesque limbs snapping. Shadows move independently, dragging them. Screams pierce the forest as terror dominates. Forest floor cracks, glowing red. Doll lunges from above, claws slicing, limbs twisted. Michael and Elena stumble as monstrous force drags them into endless darkness. Fog swirls violently around them. Doll hovers aggressively, claws snapping. Monstrous forms intertwine with shadows. Screams echo endlessly as terror engulfs all. Doll dominates completely, twisting shadows, glowing eyes. Michael and Elena are consumed by fear and darkness. Screams pierce the night. Ultimate terror prevails.